Okay, y'all, the factory tour was super fun. It all starts right here in this giant warehouse that they're storing lumber. Interesting enough, they get like 5 to 6 trucks of lumber a day. And when that lumber comes in, it's 100% covered the whole time. So no matter what's happening with the weather outside, this lumber's never getting wet. And like I said, they're using a lot of lumber on a daily basis. Next up, let's show how they utilize that lumber. That lumber is getting put on a conveyor, and they have this system they call the Golden Eye, where basically each individual board is getting scanned. Like you see this laser right here, these boards are actually whipping through here. It's hard to even imagine how fast they're going through. The laser is capturing an image of each board, and here's the image on the screen next to that machine. It's capturing, hey, where do we need to make the cuts to get the best use out of this lumber and to cut out all the knots? So the next machine you're about to see here has those same pieces of lumber that it's scanned and it knows where the knots are. And it's hard to tell in here, but this is actually a cut machine. These are super fast cuts, cutting out each individual section of knot, making the most use of the lumber. And then after it comes out of this machine, you're gonna see a giant conveyor belt where it's smart enough to know, hey, this piece right here, this is a knot. Let's shred this one, and this is going to the recycle, basically. The rest of the pieces are going to making windows. This was a fascinating system. I was super impressed. Okay, the factory floor where they're actually making product, this was fascinating. A lot of high-tech manufacturing going on. Robots, autonomous carts. This particular robot is putting glue in the tenons on a door. But this robot right here was one of my favorites. This one is actually putting a bead of sealant before the glazing comes in. And see those kind of lasers that are on either side of the bead? It's taking a picture the entire way as it puts that bead down. If there was a bubble, if there was a break, if something happened, you know, if this was a human, they would go, oh, I need to touch up that spot. But this robot has those lasers that say, hey, we had a defect or a not perfect sealant joint here. Go back and touch it up. Now, the one I watched was absolutely perfect, but the point is it knows if there's a problem and it can actually touch it up. Okay, next up, let's go check out the testing lab. I got a full tour from Aaron, the lead, and they have a bunch of people dedicated to making sure that the products they make there are gonna meet my standards as a builder out on the job site. The first thing that was really interesting though is not just the products, but the shipping they're testing. Like they have the shake table where they're putting their packaged doors and windows on that's basically simulating, hey, this is the kind of rough ride that our products are gonna endure when they're on a semi going to a job site. So they're making sure that even their packaging meets the innovative standard that pros demand. Next up, let's talk about what they're actually doing for the product. They had several interesting machines that I had never seen before. For instance, they do a ton of corrosion testing. This huge door I lifted up had salty, moist air blasting on this aluminum sample to ensure that it meets their standards. Anytime they get a vendor that's bringing a new product in, they want to trust but verify. Hey, you say your product meets this standard for corrosion, for instance. We're going to test that, whether it's a fastener, whether it's aluminum, whatever, to make sure it really meets that standard. So then we send a Pella window out, we know that it's been tested to a super high standard. Another super interesting test that they did, they have this giant walk-in freezer that goes to like, I forget what it was, -20, I think, when I walked in there. And they had a window unit that was getting hot, wet, and cold testing. And right here, you can see the schedule. They're showing the temperature there. It's going from 70 to 160 to 70 to -40. And in between, you can see it's getting soaked at a particular time. So this is some pretty serious testing they're putting this window through. It was fascinating to see what they're doing. I really like Aaron and his crew. All right, guys, next up, let's actually go talk to Aaron about their door and window testing that's going on here.